Holy shit, Arc Raiders just might be a 10 out of 10 game. I was one of the lucky people that got to play it and try it over the weekend, and I have to say, we had our ups. They got in. No, they didn't.
Down there.
One down. Both down. Matt, you thought you were gonna get away from us, motherfucker! And we had our downs. Yeah, let's leave, boys. I'm dead too now. We absolutely whooped some ass. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. No, he saved me and he died. It's my fault. And I might have also got my ass whooped. The fuck? It has been so long to the point that I can't literally remember the last time I played a game and it was all fun. Literally 100% fun without a single moment of me feeling like something's bad and worthy of any sort of complaint. I don't think I have a single negative thing to say about this game. I really don't. I have fully enjoyed my time with Arc Raiders, and honestly, I cannot wait for this game to come back. It will probably be mine and countless others' new addiction. And it's not just me feeling like this. If you've watched some of the same streamers I do, you probably also heard just how much praise and love this game is getting from everybody that got their hands on it. Let's talk about it and see why this game might become just the new biggest game on the market. Starting off, let's give you guys a little rundown of what Arc Raiders is and who it is made by. If you guys heard of a little game called The Finals, which is made by Embark Studios, this is a game made by that very same studio. Arc Raiders in itself is an extraction looter shooter. Arc Raiders also has a crafting system, which is really cool for the game. Most of your items, at least for me, I spent crafting. I've only used the traders like 3 times and mostly for meds, and once to try out a higher rarity gun and see how much more damage and difference it will make in PvP. But apart from that, I spent my entire time crafting every single thing I needed to go into a raid. And I just used your basic, I guess, gray guns, even though I did see a nice difference and boost, especially in my time to kill when I did do some PvP using some higher rarity guns, but nothing that made me feel like I wouldn't be as successful with a gray gun, because honestly, I've mostly used gray guns and I've killed just as many people using them. And of course, thankfully, it also has a hideout. I love stuff like this because anything progress-wise is what keeps me in these types of games. So having a hideout to upgrade that also has a nice juicy cock in it that I can also upgrade. That's right, you can upgrade your cock. It's just things that keep me busy that I love, and having your own place in any video game that you can upgrade. We all love this stuff, right? Everybody usually enjoys having their own little place to customize and upgrade. There's no customization of any sorts, but you can upgrade your hideout, get better workstations, crafting benches, all cool stuff. The game also has quests, of course, things to keep in mind and goals to have while you go into raids, except just looting, finding juicy, shiny stuff, and murdering other people like a psychopath without a shred of goddamn mercy.
Don't shoot!
Come. He thought I was gonna save his ass. I just wanted him to go in so I could safely loot. And of course, all of this is still early. I think we've only got like 25% of what the game has to offer. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember. So there is still many things to come, at least when it comes to some extra maps and extra gear and items. So it's not like we've already experienced everything the game has to offer. Super excited to see the rest of all that stuff when the game is out. So like I said, it is an extraction game. So you go into raids. These raids are persistent. So the servers stay up and they just basically recycle players, just like the cycle Frontier. So there's never like a time where you will kill a few groups, let's say, and then you can feel safe that you're not gonna get run up on again, you know, that it's free time to collect those art cores, baby, let's go PvE. Nah, you can still have people just come in at any moment, see or hear you fighting PvE, and then just run W key to your ass and still kill you. So that is really awesome because it keeps unpredictability in the game and it provides that feeling of it never ever being fully safe no matter what when it comes to players. For the playtest so far, there were only 3 maps. I tried all 3 of them. I think only 3. I'm pretty sure it was just Buried City, we had the Dam Battlegrounds, and Space Station. Now, usually I would start off talking about like the map and the world, but I have to admit, I was so consumed by the game and just playing it, and it just was so like, in a way, kind of natural to just go around exploring. All I can say about the world and the maps is they look beautiful, they're awesome to explore, and that's kind of it, because I was just so consumed by the gameplay, just going and doing that. Honestly, apart from your surface look at locations where it's like, oh yep, they're beautiful to explore, awesome places to loot, cool vibes, that's pretty much all I can tell you, because like I was just gaming. I wasn't like thinking about this stuff and taking any notes about the world because I was just so into the game and so consumed with just the gameplay loop of the looting and the PvE and the PvP. They also have special little modifiers and different events that go on in these maps. Like for example, you have night raids that are a timed special mode, which will provide you with a higher difficulty and higher amounts of PvE, but it also has way more juiced loot. And then you have events like the Harvester or the Queen being on the map for a limited time period, where you can go in and either poop yourself when you see her and run away, because that's how PvE is in this game. Or if you are strong enough with your squad, you can try and take her down for some extra juicy loot. Now, touching up on the player character real quick, it is third person. I myself don't really like third person games. I pretty much hate third person shooters for the same reason everybody else does, right? Third person shooters are just cheese. And just to straight away say, I have 0 issues with this game being third person. I think it works great. It is to the game's advantage, and I would not want to see this game first person at all. I don't think this game would work in first person. The player character feels good to move around. It is crisp and snappy when it comes to the gunplay. I enjoy ADS time, weapon swap speeds, basically the little balancing things they have done for gameplay reasons. I think they work great. Basically what I'm trying to portray here is the game feels crisp and it looks crisp from the player character perspective. They nailed the looting in this game. I feel like absolutely 100% nailed it. For the first time in a very long time when I played a looter game, I've actually enjoyed looting to its fullest 100%. It's not like some other games where if you go to certain areas and you loot, it's like a waste of time, right? You go there, you loot, you only get crappy, useless items that do nothing for you except be clutter in your backpack if you pick that stuff up. That's kind of the way all looters are. You have so many just countless junk items that are not even worth to sell. This game does not have that problem. They made sure that every single item, every single piece is in some way useful, either for crafting, for upgrades, or just to sell. And that makes the looting experience just so freaking great, man. And it helps so much with exploration and looking at all of the locations, because everywhere you go, you will find good loot that will be useful to you in some sort of way. Of course, there are locations that are more juiced and will guarantee some PvP action for sure. You do not have to go to them to get by or break even on your raid. You can go to every single place on the map, places that are very unlikely to have other players because most want to go for that PvP. You can go to those places that are way quieter, way more safe, and you will find all the loot that you need, everything you can possibly require to break down so you can craft stuff at your hideout, or valuables just for sale. There will not be a time where you are forced to run to the highest loot spot with the most players fighting over it just so you can keep yourself sustained with money and not feel like you are losing every time you go into raid. And that just makes the whole experience of exploring and looting super rewarding and extremely engaging because you don't feel bored because all you're finding is shit. And I hope they keep this up. I hope when we have the rest of the game, they don't shove any junk items in there. Now, the PvE aspect of the game. Holy shit, I don't know if I said this already, but they did hit the mark all around with everything when it comes to ARC Raiders. PvE in this game, and this is something actually really huge because every single game attempts this. Every single game wants their PvE to be challenging and fun, to be enjoyable to engage in, but also there to be some sort of fear when fighting whatever PvE the game has. Every game tries this. Many games never get there all the way. They always fall a little bit short. There's always something that just doesn't fit or click that makes it not be how the devs would want players to engage in their PvE. Most of the time, honestly, I can't think of a game where I avoid PvE. I kill everything all the time, non-stop. There's never ever fear of engaging PvE in any video game I ever played. ARC Raiders hits it 100%. For the first time ever, probably, I had to go around and avoid PvE because I was legit scared that they will tear my ass apart. Even the smaller PvE, like the Hornets or even the Snitches, I was just avoiding. If I didn't have to fight them, I didn't fight them at all. I either sneak around them or just take wide freaking flanks. And when it comes to the big ones, like the Bisons or the Rocketeer or like the Queen, you just hide behind a rock and you pray, okay? Because if that shit spots you, it's over. It's GG, especially if you don't have a squad that is on that demon gaming mode, you know? Randoms, you're cooked. Everybody dead. You must leave them behind. Sometimes, you know, you have to make some hard choices in this video game. I'm not gonna lie.
Stand by a second.
Look there. There.
Hatch open. Terminal online. Proceed to Speranza.
Right, bro. You just fucking left him. Sometimes you gotta make the hard choices, bro. I was trying so hard not to laugh. And you have to be careful when you engage in PvP too, thanks to all the PvE aspects, because if you just PvP out in the open and the robots come and show up, they're gonna tear both of your team asses apart. Unfortunately, so far, I've been on the receiving end of that because I am a little bit tunnel vision autism, you know? So there have been other players that used PvE to their advantage. No. No! But it is really cool the way PvE and PvP can kind of play off each other. And of course, just the feeling of playing a game where you're not just running through all of the PvE, you actually have to survive. It captures that feeling so well. That little tension and fear of the PvE where you have to legit sneak and you feel like you are in this post-apocalyptic world overrun by robots way more powerful than you. And in order to survive, you have to keep down, stay silent, and hide. And no game really gets this to this extent, at least for me. I've never had any sort of problems. Just W keying blasting PvE. And moving on to the PvP, you know what? It hasn't come across my mind at all when I was playing the game. It literally just popped into my head now that I'm trying to talk about PvP. I don't think I experienced a shred of desync even once playing the game, like to the point where, like I said, it hasn't even crossed my mind because everything felt so smooth and natural that there wasn't a single moment where desync would have been brought up by my brain. I think it was crisp as hell. Like, PvP is also really, really good in this game. Even though it's third person and I dislike third person PvP, I have loved every single fight I had in this game. Never once have I felt like I have died to some bullshit. Every single fight, I felt like I died because of making a mistake and there is something to learn from it. Not only is it super fun, it is so chaotic and it can be super cinematic as well. It's a mixture of all the utility stuff players can do and the fact that the PvE will often, if you're not careful, be part of that PvP fight because you can lure PvE to your opponents or they will just hear the shots and come running all by themselves. The shooting in the game feels crisp and snappy. I love the gunplay. It is very, very nice. All the guns feel fun and good to use. Every single gun I used, I haven't had a feeling like they are useless and I should never touch them again. Every single gun I used, I've won at least a fight with it once. I have stuck mostly to like 2 guns, but I have tried other ones and I've never felt like there has been some huge disparity between the performance of the guns. I feel like the balancing when it comes to the weapons is done very well to the point where you won't really feel the need to run some sort of super meta gun because they're all equal in a way. Not completely, of course, there will be some things that are slightly stronger and less, but it's also situational when it comes to the weapons and the utility. They just did such a great job, man. I'm sure maybe when the rest of the stuff comes into the game, there will be some stuff that might become meta, but I feel like if they balance it the way they have been right now, it's just so cool to have a game where I can use a gun that I like because I just like how it looks or how it functions and not be forced into a certain small group of weapons because that's the meta, and if I don't run them, I just can't hang in PvP. I'll just get shit on, you know? So that in itself is so awesome and so rare to see. Every single game has metas and hard metas where it's undisputed that you need to run those few guns. Otherwise, you just die. I'm sure in this game, in like the super high, sweaty competitive level, there will be probably a meta loadout that you run for the best outcome in fights. But for your general gameplay, from day-to-day playing, I think people will be able to run whatever they want, whenever they want, and still be successful and feel as powerful using it as players will be using different guns. You of course have shields in the game, which are very, very required because of the third-person aspect. I feel like it is super helpful to run down a hallway, get third-person peeked and headshotted and not instantly die, but get your shield cracked, have the time to get behind cover, either start holding for a push or maybe you can reset, get your shields back up, get your meds in, and, you know, have a proper fight where it's kind of now just a matter of skill and outplaying one another. It's not like you just gonna get jumped by somebody around the corner and instantly die. You will have a chance to stay in the fight and actually enjoy the fight and play it out and not just get insta-freaking dropped and lose all of your progress. So I love the shields. I really like the time to kill in this game as well. Of course, different shields, different levels, different rarities. So you get more damage reduction from better shields because shields don't work like, for example, we see in something like Apex Legends. It's not that a shield is a separate health bar that needs to be depleted first. No, shields are damage reduction. So the higher the shield, the more damage reduction you get. For example, if you have a shield and you swap to an enemy shield because your one got cracked, it's not like you now having full shield but a sliver of health will save your life because they need to get through that shield first. No, they will still kill your ass if you have little health, even if you have a full shield, because that damage will still go through. Like I said, it's only damage reduction, and I really, really, really like that. And it all plays out so nicely. Very rarely did I feel like I was getting cheesed in any sort of way. It's honestly, like I said, PvE, PvP, not a single complaint so far. Of course, limited time playing, God knows what might poke its head out out as we get days into the game, not just a weekend, especially for a complainer like myself, because believe it or not, despite the videos I make, I do complain about video games a lot. But so far, like I said, not a single complaint I have to make about this game. Not one. There's nothing I disliked, nothing negative I experienced, nothing that made me get pissed off except myself and my noob ways. If things stay like that when this game comes out and releases all of its content, this game will probably be a 10 out of 10 for me and many others. And if they make this game free to play with the monetization being stuff like Battle Pass and seasons and microtransaction, this game it's just going to be massive. Like, I feel like it might become like the #1 spot after Fortnite when it comes to the numbers. It has the potential and the love, especially from the people that will push this game, the streamers. We'll see, but the way things are going, with a little bit of luck, our creators might become the next most played video game in the world. And honestly, I'm super excited to see that. I'm already feeling withdrawals, and I am getting very, very, very depressed over the fact that I can't grind the game anymore because it's finished now. So I'll be sitting here looking up at the Twitter, counting days and waiting for them to drop the game. Hopefully it won't be too long and it will be pretty soon. I feel like they should be happy with the state of their game, with all the praising they got from the streamers and the people that have been watching the game. The feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, I feel like the devs should have a bunch of confidence in releasing this game soonish. Maybe they need to iron out some things and finish off some of the content so it's all nice and crispy for the release. So this will be it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave me a like and you comment letting me know if the video was good, if it was poop, and most importantly, what you think about our creators. If you'd also be so kind and a lovely human being, please hit that subscribe button. It will help me out a lot and I would love you long time. So please.
君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実